Hey, what's up, guys? This is Greg with Girder Music. I have got a stack right here of 15 metal albums that you must own. Actually, CDs that you must own. I wanted to go through them and kind of just talk just real briefly about them, give you guys a little bit of an insight on at least my perspective on why they're great and why you should own every single one of these. So we're going to get right into it. Not going to waste any time. And we're going to start off with Jerusalem. If you don't know who Jerusalem is, you need to check these guys out, especially if you're new to the whole retro 80s Christian rock move. Maybe if you're watching this video, you've been following these guys like I have since like the late 70s, early 80s. But Retroactive Records came out with this amazing double disc of Dancing on the Head of the Serpent, which is just absolutely amazing. It's got the US version as well as the European version. So it's a double disc set. They had quite a few albums out. This was one of their best. In my opinion, this album just hit it really, really strong. And it is just, it's aggressive, right? So there's the first album, there's the European album. So it's a Legends Remastered Edition. So Jerusalem Dancing on the Head of the Serpent. What a killer album. You must own this. If you don't have this, if you don't know about these guys, go grab this album. Guardian. Two albums by Guardian. Fire and Love and First Watch. First Watch was produced by Oz Fox from Stryper. Um, they were originally on Enigma Records, which Stryper was on, Baron Cross was on in the early days. Bands like Trouble were on. And Guardian, man, they were just absolutely just killer. This first album, there's nothing like just like these first like initial debut projects. And there's actually one we're going to talk about that I don't have in my stack that's also a must own. It's a debut, just because we don't have any more left in stock. But Guardian First Watch, this was their first album that came out. Again, it was released by Retroactive Records in 2018. This is a killer album, great quality reissue, which I'm obviously a huge fan of. So Guardian First Watch, and then Guardian Fire and Love. This was another just amazing album. This one had songs, like there was a mellow song like Forever in a Day that started off a little bit more melodic that I love, but everything else is just absolutely rocking on this thing. So Power of Love, Send a Message, Time Stand Still, Forever in a Day, Taking on the World, Fire and Love. That self-titled title track, Fire and Love, amazing, just killer. Turnaround, Time and Time Again, The Rain, Never Say Goodbye, Take Up Your Cross. Great issues. So both of these Guardian CDs, you need to get these in your collection if you don't have those. Deliverance, the first album that came out by Deliverance, which is just self-titled Deliverance. And there was a California Metal, or was it East Coast Metal? Which one was it? I don't even remember. That they had was released in 1989. A Space Called You and Attack are the two songs on this album that actually came from that release that weren't on the original Deliverance album. So this Deliverance album, if you like thrash, you must own Deliverance. Buy everything that they put out because it's all great, with maybe one or two exceptions. But there's nothing better than this first self-titled Deliverance album. So we got a few of these. This is an older reissue. It is a reissue. It's not original, but so it's got enhanced artwork. It's got those bonus tracks that you won't get on the original. The original, I mean, it's stupid money out there on eBay. Here's another one that I absolutely love, and the reason why I'm doing this one is you'll know next when I do the next one. Bride, Snake Eyes. So they had Snakes in the Playground by Bride, which you gotta find, you gotta buy. It's never been reissued, right? But there's still original copies floating around. So that Snakes in the Playground. This is kind of a follow-up, right? So this is kind of their sophomore project, if you will, to that release. Obviously, Bride's done many, many great. Um, they've just had just a tremendous run of amazing releases. But this brand new Snake Eyes, this just came out in the past year. Okay, so this is brand new Bride. This is not a reissue. It's brand new music by Dale Thompson and Bride. 12 songs. It's just stunningly great. It's heavy, thrashy. metal-like, really, really, again, aggressive. And I use that word a lot, but I also use it sparingly for those things that really are aggressive. And it actually really, really is. Um, and so Dale's got one of the most amazing voices out there on the market today. So definitely pick that one up on our website. It's called Snake Eyes. And then he did a project with NOG just recently that was released on Rox Productions or Rox Records. And Bill Baffer did an amazing job releasing this NOG and working with Dale Thompson from The Bride. This is absolutely just stunning. For any fan of Bride, you got to pick up NOG. Let me show the Snake Eyes real quick. All right. No collection would be complete without this band. Stryper. To Hell with the Devil is probably the best single ever Christian metal album on the market. If I had to pick one, people ask me all the time, what's your favorite? There's many great out there. Guys, I mean, there's so much great music out there. I can't hardly pick one, but if I had to, if I was forced to, if I was on an island alone and I could only bring one album, Stryper to Hell with the Devil is what it would be. So many of you, I'm sure you probably already own this. This is a Hollywood Records issue that we have on the site. Was originally released in 1986. They were obviously on Enigma Records. As I told you, Hollywood bought them out. They've since been putting out. This thing goes out of print so fast, and then they just press more copies. So it's still the original, right? Not even been a remastered. It's got the original 11 songs, on it. And but anyway, it's just a killer album. I mean, when you read the lyrics from like songs like More Than a Man, or you listen to the song To Hell with the Devil, I mean, this has got Free, Honestly the Way, Sing Along Song, Holding On, Rocking the World, All of Me, More Than a Man. And obviously starts off with Abyss as the first track. Every song is strong, every one of them. And so recently, Stryper just put out the Rox Regime demos. I shouldn't say recently. They put out the Rox Regime demos, which Rox Regime was the band before Stryper became the band, right? So they found God, they found Christ, they changed their name. They were still on the Hollywood Strip, playing the Circuit, playing the Troubadour, playing the Roxy, playing all those out in Hollywood. They changed their name from Rox Regime to Stryper. So this is the Rox Regime demos that originally came out. They just released it on vinyl. Just like in like the last 2 months, it sold out within a matter of days. And then now the CD has just come out. We've just got a few copies of these. Go to our website and grab it. It's got like the original tracks from the original Yellow and Black Attack album. From Wrong to Right, My Love Will Always Show, Loud and Clear, You Know What to Do, You Won't Be Lonely, an amazing Come On Rock version, Tank, which is Robert Sweet's drum solo, Honestly, My Love I'll Always Show, which is an alternate demo, and then Loud and Clear, an alternate demo, and You Won't Be Lonely. So if you have the original Rox Regime demos that came out 10 years ago, 9 years ago or so, you'll want to pick this up because it's got a few alternate demos that one didn't have on it. Great packaging. They did a really nice job. This has got to be one of my favorites. So let's talk like some new music here real quick, or newer music, not necessarily 80s. The Showdown. This is one of the greatest newer bands to come out during the 2000s. This thing came out in about 2008. This one's called Backbreaker. This is the one I keep referring to as in your face, kick you in the shin, punch you in the mouth metal. This is an incredible album. This is definitely on my top 15, probably in my top 5 of all time greatest metal albums to come out of the Christian metal market. You're going to love it. It's heavy, it's fast, it's aggressive, it's a little bit of screaming, a little bit of singing, got a little bit of both, a little bit of mix. It came out on Solid State Records, and they broke up after a couple albums, but I'm telling you, this thing was just absolutely just stunningly great. You got to pick this thing up. I've been pushing this thing, telling people about it because it's so hard to find, and we finally found some copies. And we put them in the store, and I think we've got about 3 left. So if you're watching this video, you need to go grab this album. This is a must-own for your collection. The Showdown Backbreaker. This is really great. Demon Hunter. They just came out with War and Peace. War, Peace. It's basically two albums, right? Came out at the same time, referenced as Demon Hunter War and Peace, but it's actually two different individual CDs. I don't need to say much about Demon Hunter. You gotta get these. This is like the early Demon Hunter stuff, right? Okay, so not the middle of the road, melodic, more laid back, if you can call Demon Hunter laid back at all. This is actually some of their best, hardest, heaviest, greatest, fist pumping metal that you're going to find. So this one's War, this one's Peace. And then last but not least, the reason why we did a couple things that we did recently is we felt that these are some of the greatest metal albums of all time as well. So Shout, It Won't Be Long, Shout in Your Face, brand new remastered, reissued CDs. This one, the It Won't Be Long, contains the original 4-song Shout demo. That has never been released before. So this thing was just released. We just dropped this on our label, just what now? I don't know, 7 weeks ago or so, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks, 2 months ago, early 2019. Okay, this one just came out, and then In Your Face came out at the same time. Both of them been completely remastered, redone from the original tracks. It's just, I mean, great flying, ripping guitar work, right? Ken Tamplin is the cousin to Sammy Hagar. Not that that should sway you one way or the other, but it's just to say Sammy Hagar from Van Halen is one of the premier vocalists of all time. So is his cousin Ken. Ken's worked with some of the greatest bands. Ken turned down an opportunity to become the lead singer of the band Accept. He sang with bands like Journey over his years and just been invited by all these bands. He wasn't the singer of Journey, but he was invited by bands like Journey to come and actually sing. Have we have we're just so amazed at how great this stuff still sounds all these years later. These things came out um, originally in '88 and '89, just absolutely stellar releases. If you like flying, ripping guitar work, you like amazing, amazing, amazing vocals, really good quality music, you'll be really happy. We put all kinds of like bonus information inside here, right? So not only do we have original song lyrics inside, but we also have write-ups on the band, right? We have kind of descriptions of the albums on the inside. So the inside is actually really, really full with some really great stuff. And then last but not least, these just got released. Tamplin and Shoutback. These just came in stock. They're part of our Legends of Rock series, just like the two Shout CDs are. This obviously is Ken Tamplin from the band Shout, and this was the third Shout album that came out called Shoutback. It came out 10 years later after In Your Face came out, but it was all the original members in the band Shout. 10 years later, they released this album. So this is the 20th anniversary edition. This thing was originally dropped in 1999, right? So this one came out in 1989. This one was 99, 10 years later. And now we've just reissued this on CD and put some great information on the back. It also has 3 bonus songs that Ken Tamplin released on a European only release that he had out. So we added them on as bonus songs up here at the top, as you can see. But all of our Legends of Rock series will now have complete descriptions. And I'll read this to you real quick so that you know what it says. Shout broke down many walls when many Christian rock bands were good but not exactly great. Shout was the exception. Shout was excellent at their craft and rivaled many mainstream acts of the day. No wonder Ken Tamplin has been invited to sing with some of the world's biggest bands, which is what I was referring to earlier. Maybe it's Ken's 4-octave range and his rich vocal tones. Maybe it's Ken's ability to play almost any instrument within reach. Maybe it's Ken and Chuck's unforgettable guitar hooks. Whatever the reason, this Shout reunion album, Shoutback, was well worth the wait and exactly what Shout fans were hoping for back in 1999, 10 years after Shout's award-winning sophomore album, In Your Face, was released. Fast forward 20 years, 2019 marked the 20th anniversary of Shout's reunion album, Shoutback. This special 20th anniversary edition has been reloaded and reworked with enhanced artwork and bonus material. From rockers like No Way, No How and ADBC to the high-energy rendition of Rare Earth's 1970s I Just Want to Celebrate, Shout delivers 15 songs of music excellence, plus 3 bonus tracks originally released on Ken Tamplin's 1998 European-only release, Where Love Is. So there it is. Shout Back. And then Tamplin. This was one of Ken's solo albums, one of his many solo albums, but probably his best. Probably the heaviest, the hardest. In the Witness Box, which is actually getting ready to release as well. We're putting that one out as well. Also, but just want to read something on the back here. Ken Tamplin is a Christian rock singer and a world-renowned vocal coach. He's been compared to Lou Gramm, Paul Rogers, David Coverdale, and his cousin Sammy Hagar. Many consider his playing and songwriting and production to rival the best names in the industry. With over 30 plus years of touring experience, Ken has been invited to sing for bands such as Motley Crue, Foreigner, NXS, Doobie Brothers, ELO, Black Sabbath, Accept, Peter Frampton, and Journey. And it goes on and on and on. That was just the first paragraph I just read. Pick these up. These are great quality reissue releases. And they've just, I mean, they look stunning and they sound even better. It's like an earthquake when you put this thing in your car and you listen to it. That song, Slave Trade, that second song on this album, is worth it just for that song. It's just flying great. So that is 15 albums that we believe and I believe need to be in your collection. Sure, there's more. There's one more, Bloodgood. The self-titled Bloodgood album is also one that's getting ready to come out, getting ready to drop. You got to get that in your collection too. So really 15, 16 albums. Every one of these are solid in their own rights, and there's so many more we could have added to the list. And I know down below, everybody's going to comment about how we forgot this band, we forgot this. I just picked 15 of my favorite. I'm not saying they're 15 of yours, 15 of mine. And everybody always asks what my opinion is. I live in this business, love music. As you can see, my whole room here, this is my office. It's not in a house. We're in an actually office building with warehouse and facilities here to do shipments. Everything I do is music, and I'm a Steeler fan as well. So hopefully that doesn't turn anybody off. But anyway, you'll get more videos and I'll be actually sharing more. And so I know this went a little bit long, hopefully not too long. I really, really want you to understand how great these albums are. I want you to pick them up. Every one of them are available at girdermusic.com. Comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're seeing this inside of an email that went out, click on the video, go to YouTube, leave us some comments, share this video with your friends or tell people about it. I'll be sharing more, providing more reviews on albums. We kind of went through them real quick. We're going to actually start breaking some of this down individually. So you're going to start seeing a bunch of our releases that are coming out on Girder Records. We're going to kind of break some of them down and do full reviews. So thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.